Hello, my name is Shadley and welcome back for another episode of Territorial 3 as North German Federation. Last episode we managed to get Schleswig-Holstein without a war. Well, it was pretty close to a war, but then they backed down. We did manage to get Bavaria supporting us again, so we are just one state short of forming Germany. So I think that might be something that we should start looking into. Now, if we were to declare war on against Austria for Bavaria, can I actually even do that? Oh no, yeah, I should be able to. So Bohemia, how many... Oh, that's a lot of nations that would join against me. So that's not an option. I do actually wonder, what about against France? If I declare war on you, and then we go for Lorraine, how true would that be? So they would still get quite a few nations supporting them. But the French Empire's army is a lot of conscripts. It's not actually that much regular troops. So that could be somewhat attainable. We could still get Britain to join in on that. I don't know if they would get help from someone like Austria. Actually, Austria is not in the list in here at all. USA would not... Well, USA might actually join against us. But their army is a lot of conscripts, and I don't know if they would be actually fighting against us that much. I mean, they might send troops in. Let me actually double check. How is USA looking like anyway? Well, they're fairly strong. Oh, they're Banana Republic. Oh. Alright then. How about... What is their military thing? Can we see the laws? Let's see. National Militia. I remember back in the day, I'm not entirely sure if that's still the case, but you wouldn't be able to send your troops to fight outside your nation with the National Militia, at least not the conscripts. And I'm guessing the American army is largely conscripts. Yeah, it is mostly conscripts. I actually wonder, so how much is... Oh, so our score is over 8,000, so we got like 4 times higher score than the Americans do. What about the French? They've got less than half of what we have. So I say war against France could be a viable option. Now, let me just double check the potential enemies that we might face in here. So Siam, a few nations in Asia. Switzerland might join the enemy because of the defensive pact. But they don't have a lot of an army. We could probably get Britain on our side. We might even get Russia on our side in a pinch. USA would probably join against us. It would be a lot of infamy, which is not fine, but I think we're going to go for that anyway. I mean, what the heck? What's the worst that could happen? Right, so the war starts. How many nations are leaning either side? So there's USA and Siam that are leaning towards the French. And Haiti is supporting them already. I'm going to go out and send in the big army already to the front line. It's a bit costly, but I'm going to do it anyway. I do wonder if they're going to get Denmark or someone like that joining in, so we're not going to commit all our troops onto the front line quite yet. So is the... Right, Austrians cannot actually join on this. Is that because of... we don't have a truce with them, do we? No, we don't. So it's not because of that, it's just they probably don't have an interest in France or whatever this... Actually, let's have a look. That's in Rhine. Okay, so they probably don't have an interest in Rhine. Which is fine by me. We've got one army in there. It's mostly on the defense for now. I do actually wonder, so they've got a fairly decent defense values overall. Well, average is... Oh, yeah, it's decent, I guess. It's not massive. It's decent, so we can let them try to attack us once or twice first, and we could maybe even try to do landings behind them, although they've got a larger fleet than we do. So that wouldn't really work. Of course, what I could do is I could try to sway Britain for a war goal. Oh, where would they want a treaty port? Cardiff. Where the heck is that? Oh, they probably want the port over here, is that? Yeah, Pondicherry, because there's, yeah, that's the one. You know what? I'm not necessarily opposed to that. Oh, nice glycerin. There we go. We're not going to start using that in the mines yet. There we go. So Britain's joined on our side. The enemy is now worried. And I believe both of these are now primary... Yeah, they're primary demands. They want treaty port in Guangdong, so they want Hong Kong, essentially. And they want to humiliate Britain. I suppose that doesn't surprise me. We've still got plenty of points to spare, but I don't know how much... Most of the conquer states are going to be quite expensive. So I'm not really going to start pushing for that yet. I'm going to try to go for war reparations, I suppose. That's always appreciated. Oh, USA joined in. Right, so where do we have... Maritime New York. Oh. So over here, there's a bit of a front line then. That's probably not going to be that big of an issue. I'm going to go ahead and send this fleet back to the Danish Strait. So we can then sink some French convoys perhaps, or... Oh, they declare me as rival. Ooh, in recognition of accomplishments, I think we're going to support the industrialists a little bit. Try to get them to larger and larger power. Okay, so if we got... we could try to sway Russia. Do you want to, though? Maybe Netherlands will do better. What do they want? A war goal? A Congress state? They want Normandy. Oh. Or French Guiana. Oh, well, that might not be a bad idea. Sure. Because if we can get that one out of the French control as well, that's going to start reducing the power that they have in general quite a bit. Oh, and now, of course, the Dutch got several fronts over here against the French in Ivory Coast. Right, how far are we? We're still basically at the start of the diplomatic play here. So we don't actually need to activate all our armies yet. I'm going to go ahead and activate the first army over here. English speaking, I suppose, second for this particular front over here. But that should be perhaps even sufficient to then just push through the French troops. They might have a few more units heading in here. But we'll probably have the numbers advantage for sure. Plus, we should have fairly experienced troops. Well, I don't know, actually. We haven't fought that many battles recently. Or anything like that. Of course, I suppose the troops do get trained. Actually, let's have a look. The first army. How is the troop quality looking like? It's a lot of veteran or elite units in there. So yeah, no, I think these are going to be fairly good units. Oh yeah, that does increase the defense a lot. Offense value is not too bad either. So what else is there? The mobile artillery, how good is the stats over there? Okay, that's going to be mostly offensive. Not a lot of defensive value in there. And then lancers, those are mostly offensive as well. So infantry for defensive armies then. That does make sense. We've got a few more armies heading in here. So are they probably might not be able to sway anyone else in. Okay, so Siam might be pulled in. They're leading towards them. But they haven't joined in yet. Right, so there's a couple primary goals. If they do give up, they are still worried, so they might still back down. I don't think they will, but there's always a chance at least. Still got quite a bit of grain in demand. But the main idea is that if we can get out Lorraine, or Alsace-Lorraine, we can then form Germany. And after that, we'll have all of this area for us. Which is probably going to be a decent bit of grain production as well. Oh, and we got... Okay, we've got actually more gold reserves than we got reserve... Or we were above the reserve limit there for a moment. Probably just buildings getting sold. God's will. They are part of the government right now. You know what? I'll give them a bit of boost for now. We probably don't want to lead them or lean too heavily on the clergy at this point, though. Right, I don't think there's going to be any more troops joining in, so we're going to go ahead and activate another army. We'll just mobilize that. We won't send them to a front line yet. And then maybe one of the smaller armies we perhaps could send into here. Bit of a risky one. We might lose a lot of convoys on that. Oh, Danish National Movement. How bad is the activism over there? Ooh, it is pretty militant. Right. Well, I suppose I could do... Actually, no, I can't do that. Violence suppression. Don't have the points for that. They don't have a lot of support, though, so I'm not too worried about it, but there is a chance that this will cause a bit of issues later on. The revolution vanquished. Oh, therefore a liberal revolution led by radical leaders in North German Federation has been suppressed by the powers that be reasserting their power and pushing the radicals into obscurity. So we can either get more loyalists, which wouldn't be too bad, or we can get more legitimacy, which I'm actually going to go for that one right now. Because that's going to allow us to start getting, over time, more loyalists from the political movements and all that, which will probably be more useful in the long run. Short term, the extra loyalists would have been fairly decent, though. Oh, there's the... Okay, the Americans have brought in some troops here. Let's have a look. How is the American troops comparing? Well, they're not that bad. We're not going to start attacking on that front line yet, I reckon. Oh, what's that? That's the fleet. They got the Tahitian troops over here. I don't know if they're going to be trying to do a landing or something. We've got some troops already heading towards the front with French Guiana, so that we can then capture that for the Dutch. And the war has started. Let's go ahead and activate the rest of the armies. I suppose that was the last one. Right, so trade route... Oh, right, yeah, we're not exploding dies anymore. That makes sense. Right, is either side attacking in here? Oh. There's only 60 battalions in there currently. And our allies are already attacking, some of them at least. I'm going to go ahead and send in the big army to start attacking. You maybe use quarters advance. But yeah, we're going to try to get all the way to Paris if possible. Standard of living is actually improving right now, which is not really a bad thing. We did lose quite a bit of loyalists there, and of course we're losing a whole lot of money currently. So that's to be expected. When we got our first combat, the British are trying to attack. The enemies do have a fairly good defense in there. But I suspect that we are still inflicting a decent bit of casualties on the enemy, and we might actually... I don't know. No, we won't win that one. To decapitate a serpent. The Free-minded People's Party are wholly committed to the establishment of a republic. Okay, so we can either get more momentum for the Free-minded People's Party. We can... Oh, so who's that? That's the agitator of the reactor movement. We get a bit more radicals from ups over there. Radical movement would get some more attraction. I think we're just gonna, you know, be somewhat friendly towards the movement, but not overly committed to it. Okay, so the difference over here in manpower is so tiny. Oh, we plunder. Okay, so that's not looking good. But the enemy is retreating. Oh, so we are getting our first victory already. Did we get another battle already started? No, we did not. There's still the secession in Denmark, but that is actually losing some militias. Or they're not quite as activist anymore. So where's the... Oh, right, yeah, the Ivory Coast front. That's getting some troops in there. Did our troops get in position? They did. This one is currently defending, though. There's some French troops in there already. So that's probably not going to help. The British are trying to advance, but so are the French, actually. Oh, and there's a whole lot of other troops that are arriving in here. Which, if they're committing a lot of troops over there, means that we could potentially get at least Lorraine. And then push towards Paris. If we can take Paris out of the hands, that's still going to be a victory for us. Partisan papers. We'll get the paper mill through, but we need the money. Quite frankly. And speaking of money, we might need to increase the taxes quite a bit there. Which will affect the population to some degree. But it's a war. We'll just call it war taxes. Oh, there's another battle immediately started. We are taking a decent bit of losses in here because of the... Okay, surprise maneuver is not that bad, but the aggressive maneuver from the enemy is... pretty bad for us, but I think we are still going to win this battle. Oh, rapid advance. There we go. That could be quite useful. So how is the state looking like right now anyway? We've got 27% of the area control already. So we might be able to punch through here. Yeah, this seems to be a victory. We are taking a lot more losses than they are. Well, a bit more losses than they are. Good old days. When invited to give a speech on behalf of the Conservative Party, Wilhelm Goerdeler began extolling the virtues of a strong home, strong borders, and strong men. The public reception was mixed. Would someone think of the children, who get some more momentum for the Conservative Party? Or the old ways for all the times, and even all the fools? You know what, we're going to take that one. It's going to reduce the Conservative Party's power a little bit. It's not really going to make much of a difference yet. But I suspect that that's going to start slowly whittling down its power. Oh, is that all the armies arriving in here now? Okay, that's... yeah, there's a lot of troops in here, actually. I do have a little bit of troops that I could still send to the front lines if need be. But I want to keep some of the troops as a backup or reserve in case we need it. Another option that I could do, of course, is that's a bit of fleet over here. Yeah, there's quite a bit of ships there. And that is... oh, wow. That's a lot of troops arriving in here. They've got 140 battalions already. Right, there's the election. Can I actually do changes to the... oh, yeah, I can. Let's see. You know what? We're going to kick the armed forces and the... yeah, let's just get the legitimacy up as high as possible right now. So start reducing the radicals, getting a bit more loyalists, hopefully. And that should be a victory. There's a massive amount of troops in here. Oh, right, that's all the armies in there. Okay, so it's not that bad. Although they had just brought in another 140 in there. Ooh, there we go. This is my attack. We got the numbers advantage for now, but we are taking a lot more casualties. They got a decent defense in there. So we might not win this. I'm hoping that there's going to be a second combat at the same time. Well, technically speaking, there's not that much of our troops in this combat, actually. Oh, the plunder is not helping the situation at all. Oh, actually, that reminds me. Let's go ahead and get the armed forces wages up a little bit. That'll probably help. And the armed forces are now fairly happy, so that does give us the extra offense and defense. Which is that's probably not going to be quite enough to really turn around the fighting. At least the enemy is going to be taking a lot of losses in there. And while we might lose a bit of the state there, it's not the end of the world. I suppose we can go ahead and send in this one. How good are these? So that's defensive strategist. And that's a woodland combat. Okay, so we can probably send this one down over here to help with the defense. And then we got already the first armor in there, which is this one any good at offensive? Oh, that's a defensive strategy as well. But we're going to go ahead and switch to advanced front anyway, just to provide a bit more troops to the offenses in here. And maybe that will be sufficient to then just attrition the enemy. We've got controlled retreat at least, so we're not taking quite as much damage. We're still taking a lot of morale damage, mind you, but yeah, that was a loss. We lost 12% of the occupation. It wasn't quite as bad as I thought it could be. And the revolution, or the secession movement is back. It's not protesting quite as much anymore, at least, so there's that. Oh, and there's another massive battle in here, but we're still losing this one, are we? Oh, poor visibility is definitely not giving us any favors. So we're getting really bad rolls with the combat modifiers whenever I'm leading the combat. Which that is unfortunate. I could perhaps go ahead and... You know what, maybe I should do an invasion behind the enemy lines. Be 100% invasion efficiency. I should probably go ahead and set you to be on the advanced front. So yeah, if we just do a bit of a landing in there, that would allow us to then maybe start pushing back from the rear. Yes, we'll get a bit more loyalists. We've got 3 million radicals already. That is quite a few. But yeah, the battles are just not going in our favor. We're taking huge casualties. It's mostly demoralized though. But there is a lot of wounded and dead as well. Oh, I forgot to... Right, in the army's mobilization, we didn't do the things. Morale recovery could probably be a pretty good one to put in. And I suppose tobacco... Can we get some liquor as well for morale recovery? Get those underway. Maybe we can go ahead and put in the extra supplies as well. Thought naval invasion? Oh, right, is that there's a naval combat in here. And our fleet is not actually doing all that well. Wait, no, this is a combat. But yeah, we're not still doing all that well regardless. Although they don't have that high defense in there. Poor visibility and all that. Oh, Tahiti is in massive debt. But yeah, I think with the extra recovery speed and all that, we might be able to then overtake the enemy's capabilities a little bit. Now, admittedly, another thing that we should really do, I don't know if that's going to be a smart idea though, because that would reduce the organization a bit. Maybe we can go ahead and just send one of these armies, for example, the 45 battalions. We'll send you back to the, I suppose we can be back at the Rhine HQ. And then we can go ahead and switch this one on the medical support to the, oh, so it's currently on first aid. All right, yep, yeah, we'll activate the first aid. That's going to be a bit more liquor and fabric and all that. We can let the army stay there until it's back in full organization. And then we can send that back into the combat. So we did lose another battle there. Well, there's another big battle, but we're still not winning these battles at all. Which is a bit of a shame. And we're not really getting the invasion over there either. It's the... Oh yeah, the enemy fleets have been pushed out at least. But yeah, it's not really doing what I was hoping that it would do. How's the battle down here in... Oh, right, we are fighting up here. We're still defending quite nicely, actually, up here. So at least we are defending the Dutch areas in South America. It might not be sufficient. How's the battles in... Oh, right, we've already lost New Brunswick. Well, that's not really great. So we're not really winning the war yet. We're not actually fully losing it either. Are these troops in good organization? It's slowly gaining organization. Still going to take a little while before it's back in full strength. But yeah, we can probably send this out back to the front line soon-ish. Oh, we might actually be winning a battle here, finally. There we go, we've got decent offensive values now, so that should be sufficient to then crush the enemy, start taking a bit of ground again. And slowly but surely overtake the enemy. I mean, if we have a look at the manpowers in here, they got 75,000, we got 258,000. So we've got a massive advantage in terms of troop numbers now. So it's just a matter of time before they either need to send a lot more troops in here, or we start taking a lot more ground. Which honestly, either one is fine. Oh, we got a double combat. Oh, brilliant. We might win both of them. I think we are actually going to win both of them. Yeah, we got the numbers advantage. Such a large scale there. Ooh, soldier's disease. After his return from duty, Admiral Arfond Nizhowski That's not being the same. That's probably not how it's pronounced. But anyway, he avoids the barracks like the plague, refuses to use a weapon, and he has stated damn clearly that he doesn't want to hear a damn word about war. Right, so he's got the shell shock. Needs to be treated. To get appropriate treatment in his island, far from the public eye, or there's another incident cowardice. Now, it's a shell shock. There we go. Double combat in here. We currently control 60% of the state already here. That's good. And the secession movement in Denmark, it's still fairly high activism in there. But there you go. Oh, that disappeared again. That's good. And how's the battles going in here? So our battle, or the one that we started, is going relatively well. The enemy doesn't have that high defense, even with the good visibility, which is a bit interesting. And then on the British side of things, yeah, they just won that. That's another 28%. So after this battle, we are probably controlling the entire state there now, right? There we are. And the next battle is already pushing forward. Oh, brilliant. So we control at least part of the war goals now. So if we were to make the peace deal, America would... Oh, right. What do we have for America? Oh, no, they've got a war goal for New Brunswick. Okay. But I believe they can peace out on their own then. And they probably would, actually, because they've lost a lot of troops already. They've lost... Oh, boy. Total wounded and dead is 250,000, which is more than I have lost. And I've lost quite a bit. It's also a lot more than the French have lost. Oh, right. So we've got another combat in here. There should be a... Yeah, that's going to be a pretty easy victory. It's over 5-1 in terms of troops in the combat. Not in terms of battalions, but the numbers in there. And how much did we capture? That's 28%. Oh, there we go. Lorraine is getting... Oh, and there's a massive battle against the French down here in the south. They got good defense. They got camouflage and modifier in there. So we will take a lot of losses in this combat. Although, they're actually taking more... Well, not... Well, they're taking more wounded and dead. We're taking a lot more demoralized. But even then, we are still winning this battle. And that's going to be a massive battle for sure. And then there's another battle over here in the north. So we're probably trying to advance into both of these states, actually. But yeah, we're trying to push towards... Oh, how much is that already? 63% in Lorraine. Oh, boy. And there's another battle starting, which the enemy is... oh, this might not be... Oh, right, USA capitulated. Well, that means that... Oh, that means a lot easier time for us. So how's the army over here? It's still probably not in the greatest shapes. I suspect the enemy is having some issues with manpower. They... you know what? How about you start advancing the front? What's the worst that could happen? Oh, there we go. Our side is already attacking there. Not necessarily our troops directly, but our side at least. Oh, and... Okay, this one's not going quite as well as I was hoping for. But the enemy is having some manpower issues for sure. They got 60,000 men total on the front line anymore. And I think a good chunk of those are currently in combat as well. So sooner or later, we're going to win these battles. We did sink a few more enemy convoys. The French, let's see. So Lorraine? Lorraine, they would not give that. I wouldn't mind, you know, I'm just going to try to push for all of these. So they would not accept this peace deal yet. But once we get to Paris, they will have no chance but to accept. We'll dictate the terms to them. Oh, and is our landing... Okay, this landing is not really going all that well. So what I should probably do is just cancel the naval invasion. Send the troops back. Doesn't mean that they might be able to send a few more units over here to the main front line then. But we got a very... Oh, this is a big battle. And this is going to be a victory for us, I reckon. The enemy's got a plunder, so they're taking a lot more casualties. There we go. And there's another battle down here in the south, which seems to be a victory. Yeah, we are taking a lot of casualties, mind you. But we're not losing that much money, oddly enough. Well, I suppose, you know, some of the military cost is going down currently. And of course, we've got higher taxes. Industry... Oh, right, we're not constructing as much right now. We've got 180 total construction speed, which we could still increase. At this point, I'm going to go and get some more steel frame construction, so that's going to be even more. And then I suppose, what do we need in terms of resources? Let's have a look. Oh boy, a lot of explosives, that's for sure. Alright, well, let's have a look. Where could we build some nice explosives factories then? No, Westphalia would be... Well, actually, that is going to be a pretty good one, because there's going to be a lot of mines in there. Aurora is another one, so we'll get those three. That's probably going to be good enough for now. So the battles over here... Battle for Nancy. That is going quite nicely. And then in the south, we haven't captured... Oh, no, we do control half the state in Franche-Comté. So we'll be capturing probably both of these states soon-ish. Well, there's another battle in here. The enemy's got still 34 battalions, but... Well, yeah, it was 33,000, or almost 34,000 men at the beginning. We are, of course, taking still more casualties than they are. But I think we are still going to win that. They've got a good defense in there. But in the south, we've got another combat, and that's... Oh, right, that's going fairly nicely as well. So how is the front line total? Let's have a look. Where can we even see that right now? It's hidden underneath all the numbers. There we go. They've got about 90,000. Oh. Hey, Netherlands colonized Guinea. Right, so that's down in Africa. I think down here? Yeah. They're getting a bit more troops in there. Or stuff in there. We don't have the colonial army yet. We are... Actually, no, we have built it. But it probably is trying to hire very slowly, and it's going to take a while. Looks like in the south we are going to be taking another victory. How much is that? That's another 25%. So it's almost a full state, and well, 73%. And then Lorraine is 83%. So if we can win the battle that the British are fighting for us... I mean, we've got some troops in there as well. So it's not just the British, but the British commander is leading that. So that should be a full state now for us. There we are. Several more combats starting. In which our side should be victorious, so we might be getting the another state over here. And we're also pushing in the north. Which the enemy is running a bit low on troops. Actually, at this point, do we still have armies that are not attacking? Because if we do, they should really start attacking. Here we do. Ooh, rapid advance. You know what, yeah. And that's going to allow us to get even more areas faster. So how's the manpower situation now? They've still got about 80,000, we've got 220. So the difference has started narrowing down. But of course, we have gained some more land in here. Not quite enough to force France to surrender. But definitely an improvement. Actually, how are we doing down here in the Guinea? Have we managed to get any... So we have managed to retake the Alsace. Well, actually, we probably had that already happen previously. Our troops are, technically speaking, part of the combat. Probably not doing enough work, though. Yeah, so that's not going quite as planned, unfortunately. I'm going to go ahead and send in the fleet down to, I guess, to the Bay of Biscay. Do some convoy raiding there to make sure that the French convoys might not be, or the troops might not get full supplies. Oh, there we go. That's another state completely under our control. And there's another massive battle here in towards Paris. So how much champagne? We already control about 26%. Alright then, that's not too bad. We're getting now the explosive factories. I believe that is now, yeah, all of them are now upgraded. We're not using all the construction speed that we could be. But that does save us a little bit of money. And I suppose the economy is still going to be increasing regardless. Although the investment pool is down to 5 million now. If it was 15 million, things would be quite different. Right, we need a lot more glass. So that's something that we still need to build some more. Let's go ahead and build a couple more glass works somewhere. I mean, Silesia is still fairly high profitability. So we'll get another one in Brandenburg. And then let's get one in Westphalia, because that's also going to be quite profitable to help with the construction side of things. But yeah, we are starting to fix the issues a bit further. I suppose we could go ahead and take the 60-man army back to the... Oh, right. Is that... yeah, I can't send that to headquarters or anything like that right now. But since they are currently in 2 combats, that might be part of the reason. But yeah, so I'm going to send this one back to Rhine. And we're going to go ahead and switch the medical support to first aid. We're going to give you a few moments to recover from the organization. And then once it's back in full strength, we're going to send it back to the front line. That way, we can go ahead and start improving our armies little by little. There's another combat down here, but I'm not entirely sure if that's going to be sufficient. We did sink a few convoys, at least, already. That's good. Oh, French Empire is colonizing Mauritania. So I'm guessing they've got, like, a... Oh, that's in Mauritania, right there. Oh, yeah, over here, at the coastline. And that should be another victory. Is that going to be the... No, that's not going to be the full state under our control yet, is it? No, it wouldn't be. No, it's 85% though, so that's pretty good amount already. And there's another battle started. Another massive battle at that. I've got another battle down here in the south. We've currently got a plunder going on, which is not really helping us. How's the... Right, so we've got this army getting its organization back. I think it's probably time to send this back to the front line. It's a good enough organization that it can fight again. Even though it's going to have a little bit reduced efficiency perhaps in the combat, but that's going to be fine. But I do see that we are actually out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.